Hey guys, this is OddOneGaming. This is going to be another Dragonheir Selling Gods video. In today's video, I'm going to show you my team for the Talwer boss that is going to be using a Thunderbolt team. However, this team is going to be 100% reliable. There's not going to be any RNG involved, and it's also going to be one without using Perkunte's exclusive artifact, right? I don't have his exclusive artifact, I only have him, but I still easily do over 200 million, so let's jump into this one. Now, the reason why obviously against the Talwer boss you would use something like a Thunderbolt team is because of the skill that it has over here and what the boss brings itself. So if you read first, it says that each time an ally deals derivative damage, they gain one undispellable stack of 1% attack up, lasting indefinitely up to 80 stacks. Which means we're gonna get ourselves pretty fast in this team 80% attack up for our main damage dealers, which are gonna be Perkunte and Shainakten. But then also, it does say each time an enemy takes derivative damage, their next derivative damage taken is increased by 30%. This effect can trigger up to 5 times and resets if no derivative damage is taken within 2 seconds. So if you land these right, the boss gets like a 100%, 150% more damage from derivative damage. So obviously stuff like Thunderbolt, which does that chain lightning, which is derivative damage, is gonna be just ideal. Now let me show you the team that I'm using, and like I said, I'm gonna explain to you why this one is 100% reliable. Now, I've seen teams out there that are using the rare Thunderbolt team that are using only Ogok as the support. However, because of the way that the game works, unfortunately, doesn't matter how much resist you have. It doesn't matter if you have more resistance than the boss's accuracy, and you should easily be able to resist all of the debuffs. The stupid 3% that there is in this game is always going to get you, which means pretty much almost most of the time you're gonna be thrown out of sync, you're gonna have debuffs on you, and it's not gonna be reliable to be able to do, you know, what I saw, like 250, 300 million easily, but those ones also have Perkunte's exclusive artifact. So it's a lot harder to do that than it is to do this. That's why I didn't even try to look and try and build that team. I'm gonna do maybe in the next few days, in the next couple of weeks, I might just do a video on that team as well, but I personally just hate that RNG, right? I just hate it, it's annoying. However, this one, because of the way that I'm using the team, it's 100% reliable because I never get the stuns, I never get the provokes. Those are the two things that happen when the boss throws the mushrooms. And well, those things never happen to me, and that means my team's always going to be in sync, always going to be in tune, and my damage should always be the same, 200 and something million. You see that there's still 2 minutes and we're already past the 200 million damage point. Now, the key one for this team, in order to make it 100% reliable, is going to be to use Malak. Now, the reason for that is Malak is the only one, at least that I have, that is part of the Lightning and Poison pairing this season that can bring us control immunity. And that's his specific role in this team, right? The only thing that he brings in this team is going to be that control immunity. He kind of like, you know, tanks the single target hits as well. But you know what? He's also going to have the damage boost one, the Emissary's Whisper set, to give us that 10% extra damage that, you know, is just going to boost our damage for Perkunte, for Shainakten, and you know what? His role is just ideal, right? This is the perfect spot for him and this team to do that. Now I'm going to show you obviously the timings, the builds, and everything as soon as this one's done. But you see, we easily survive, we're good, we're going to be just fine. The other thing that's really important in this team is to have Ogok. That's going to block the damage that the boss does from the ultimate, right? That's what Ogok is in here. Without him, we're going to be dying, right? Because the boss just does a ton of damage. So I guess let's have a look at the skill timing. So if we jump in, we're going to see that I have as follows: 18-second recharge for everybody. Based on the skill haste and the talents that I have, everybody's going to be able to be on an 18 seconds, even though they're not all 5 from the lightning one. I do have a puppeteer set on somebody, but not on all of them. So I'm just going to go through everything. So first of all, 18 on all of them. Then for Malak, I let him do the ultimate as soon as he has it ready, right? As soon as he has the ultimate, he does it. He has lots of skill haste, you're going to see, because I want to make sure I 100% block that control immunity. Otherwise, if I do it afterwards, even though he can remove all the control from allies, there's still gonna be the RNG of him being controlled. Doesn't matter how much resist you have. And I want to avoid that, right? That's why you're gonna see, like I said, as soon as possible does the ultimate and then, you know, go from there every 18 seconds. Then for Ogok, I put him at 17.5 so that he puts the immortality just before the boss does the ult. But then he does the cleanse after the ult is done and, you know, that spore goes away so he can cleanse all of those debuffs. Then we're gonna have Nisa at 12.1, Shinakton at 12.3, and then Perkunte at 12.5. This way, everything's gonna work just fine. Now let's go ahead and have a look at the builds and the talents that I'm actually using for the team. As always, I'm gonna show you the talents first. So when it comes to talents, I don't even have them all finished. I just started them for Malak, but again, it worked just fine. Honestly, looking at this, I cannot see anything that can boost or damage that much. Because, you know what, most of this is just to keep him tanky, to give him more ultimate energy. But one thing that could help, so you can try and do a different build for him, would be if you had max talents, you would take this one, so you absorb some of the ultimate energy, and then you can swap out and not use the Rift Hourglass. You can go and put him in the Titan Ribcage, and then you can put on Ogok, you can go ahead and put the Solar King's Horn. That's just part of min-maxing, but once I'm going to try and min-max it, I'm going to show you that. But for now, this is just, you know, my initial team, week 1, just to give you an idea of what can be done. Then if you look at Shinakton, again, I'm not done with his. For him, again, I just need to grab the last one, which I think this is the one I would go to, so that I can just get more of that derivative damage. For Nissa, again, I'm just at the beginning, but I think I would go with this, and then this one at the end. Same principle. Ogok, I just went over here. For Ogok, it's really important to get this one, because again, I don't have anything to give him to that skill haste to get into the 18-second recharge time. So by having this one, is going to give him more ultimate energy every time he resists a debuff, or if we swap and put to Shinakton, every time Shinakton resists a debuff, he's going to be getting that ultimate boost so he can go down to an 18-second recharge time. And therefore, for Kunte, this is the way that I went. More attack over here, enlightenment top here. And I do believe that this one's good. I've seen people use this one as well. I haven't tested between them to see if it's a massive difference. I didn't see it to be too big, but I just went with this one because I want to make sure he lands his electrocuted with his ultimate, and I don't need any accuracy for that, right? Because when you ignore 100% resist, yay, you don't need accuracy. Now, let's look at the builds. So when it comes to builds, we're going to have Malak with the Rift Hourglass. Like I said, I want as much skill haste as possible on him so he can land that ultimate as soon as possible. Then he's obviously going to have some accuracy. The reason why I want accuracy on him is not so that he lands the attack penalty on the boss, specifically because we don't really need an attack penalty to survive. However, we do need to land the debuff so that he can proc the Emissary's Whisper, right? Emissary's Whisper, every time he lands a debuff, he gives 10% damage boost to all the allies. That's the only reason why I do have accuracy on him. Then if we look at Shinakton, Shinakton is in a damage build with the exclusive Thunderbolt artifact. He's the one that wears Death Record. Now, one thing that I didn't really realize, and I just realized now, but at least specifically for this team, where there's more people that do derivative damage, not just one. So like, you know, Flora. For Flora, you would still want this. On this team, you're going to see I don't have it on Perkunte. So what I mean is, this is what you want to read. When the wearer deals derivative damage, marks the target increase the derivative damage taken by 20% for 12 seconds. So you don't need to, if it's a full team of derivative damage, you don't need to have this on every single person. If there's something else better that you can give to do more damage, then you just need this on one person, preferably the one that goes before everybody else, land that mark, and then, you know, when Perkunte goes, he's gonna already have this 20% derivative damage boost. Definitely worth keeping in mind because I didn't see, and oh my god, what have I done? I forgot to change the builds. Okay, so I forgot to change the builds over here to, you know, get the maximum possible damage. I guess I kind of tried to, like, you know, copy a team that I saw from other people, and I didn't really do it. So, you know what? At the end, I'm just gonna run this again, but let me just level up these pieces of gear. Let me see what I can do. Actually do this, and then let me just do whatever. What can I give on her? Okay, let's go with this. So, Shinakton's build was not ideal, but pretty much for Shinakton, you want to focus enlightenment and attack, right? As much enlightenment as an attack as possible, because that's what his damage is gonna scale off of. Nissa is in the Puppeteer's Inspiration. You're gonna see she's gonna have enough accuracy to land her debuffs, and then I also gave her the Sky Fire Sun to try and do more damage. Honestly, she does 0 damage. So I'm not sure if it matters if you have this one or if you have the Strike the Unprepared, right? The Carnage Glove on him. honestly, on her, not sure it really matters because she does close to nothing in damage. Then if you look at Ogak, you're gonna see he's in a resistance build with the Titan Ribcage, and also I kind of gave him as much attack as possible, so people that have the Blood Shade Mark, they can kind of like steal or get attack from him because no other stat matters for him. He's just in there to put the ultimate, to cleanse our debuffs, and then proc this resistance, and that's about it. And then the main event in this team, like I said, no exclusive artifact on Perkunte. He does have the Queen's Fan. Because of this, I placed him as far away from the as possible from the boss and from the mushrooms so that he gets the maximum possible damage boost, because this one matters how far away on tiles you are from the other ones. Maybe because of that, maybe I could try and do something like, you know, get them all the way here and see if I'm going to run this at the end and see. Maybe he's going to throw the mushrooms over here, so maybe that's going to make him even further. Might do more damage, but we're going to see. However, if we look at the build that I have on him, like I said, Queen's Fan, Enlightenment on the positive rune, then I went with Resistance, but honestly, I should just go with something like this. I don't even have it. Don't think I have an attack with Enlightenment. I don't, so you know what? Whatever gives you the most Enlightenment and attack percent, that's what you're gonna go with. So for example, this one, I lose 1 Enlightenment and I gain a bit more attack. This might actually be better on him. But then when it comes to the mythic pieces of gear, he's gonna be running the obviously Carnage ones, 100% number one that you want to do 30% more damage against targets with defense penalty. Is the attack percent one with Quad Enlightenment that I brought over from season 1. For Chestplate, because I said I don't need this anymore since Tranacton has it, I went with Mark of Austerity. However, I would think I would prefer to have an Imposing Presence chest that's Enlightenment and attack percent. I just don't have one, right? I don't have one right now, but that's what I would choose to go with if I had it. Then for the top pieces, I went with Bloodshade Mark. Again, whatever gives me Enlightenment attack. And then I went with Skyfire Sun. Again, I've not perfectly tested to see if this one is better than Fearless Challenge or if Blood Shade Mark is better than Fearless Challenge. I'm gonna have to run this a few times to be able to see what's gonna be the ideal one. However, like I mentioned, I'm gonna try and see what I can push this, you know, to its limits, to min-max it, and see what damage I can come up with. And if I can improve it by at least, you know, 20 million, then I'm gonna come back with another video on it. But for now, we're gonna leave it at this. Thank you for watching. As always, if you do enjoy my content, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel to see when I upload next, and I'm gonna see you on the next one. Peace, love, take care, run. Bye, guys.